Go first. He's starting Trubbish and just plays a Bridget out of hand pretty easily there. So he's going to be able to get set up, get more Trubbish down. Just kind of start executing his game plan, get some EV as well. Not sure if he's going to go for Drampa in this matchup. Probably doesn't seem like Drampa or Tauros are Pokemon he wants to see hit the field here. But yeah, so excited to see both of these players' decks. We've got all these Rev Hollow Trubbish, and he goes for 1 EV.
Yep, which makes sense. Like he knows that the Garbodors are really strong in this matchup. EV itself, he has the energy, so since I have 1 energy for the EV and I'm immediately going to make it go into the Espeon, I might as well.
Right.
And then he's just set up, ready to go for the next couple of turns. But we don't see any. We see just the 1 Garbodor in his hand. So this Buzzwole gets a strong energy on it, and then starts spreading damage around. Those Trubbishes can go down, and they're actually kind of a liability. This is how one of the ways the Buzzwole player can win is just start spreading damage early on the Trubbishes and take a couple of early prizes.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that Espeon on the board is really nice, though. So it means the EV's not going to be sitting there to take an easy prize on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's definitely going to want to start attacking as soon as possible. Just start dealing that early game damage, which is what his deck is pretty good at. So here he's going to do his initial deck search.
And he runs a Mew, which hits for weakness. So putting energies on the Mew and attacking for weakness on the Trubbishes, he can actually just get a really early knockout here. And he is teched for this matchup a little bit, so... Excited to see exactly how this game plays out, how Caleb comes over this hurdle.
Yeah, we have 2 Espeon Garbs as our top 2 seeds, right?
Yes.
So that definitely indicates they've been farming this matchup a little bit.
Absolutely.
So
but it is the only that matchup. Actually, both of these decks that we're seeing are the only decks that we have multiples of. We have 2 Espeon Garbs and 2 Buzzwole Lycanroc, and the other 4 decks are all different. A Vikavulu, Sylveon, a Lucario Zoroark, and a Quad Hoopa to round out the top 8.
Yeah, and there we go, 120 damage and 30 to the bench with that Mew.
That's a strong Mew.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's aggressive.
Yes, and he kind of has to be. He runs a Super Rod, so even if the Mew dies, he can shuffle it back in and do it again, and that's a lot of damage.
Yes, it is. So now Colter is under some pressure here.
Yeah. So he
not
plays
very many items.
The Trash Avalanche.
Yeah.
Garbodor, not very many items yet, but
enough to take out that Mew.
Psybeam will be enough to knock it out. Caleb, unfortunately, not having very many cards in his hand. He's gonna attach his energy and
play an
N. Didn't see what that was, so that is a good last card to play.
Definitely.
Draw
Giving himself
fresh 6 cards.
It's like draw 6. I don't think that Colter's hand was particularly strong either, though. So I think that N there, he probably wasn't
he's okay
super
with.
happy about it. He would rather it be a Cynthia, but
yeah.
Still better to give yourself cards. Not worth sitting on a dead hand.
So, looking through his hand, I think that's an Oricorio?
I just see it, yeah.
Looks like it. Also very, very strong. So, Caleb has a little game this so far.
Yeah, he went for that really aggressive play in the beginning, and now he's going to have to kind of set something else up to back it up with. An Ultra Ball, probably for a backup attacker here.
I would actually expect it to be the Remoraid to set up the. He's low on hand. Let's get this going.
That's a good choice. Yeah, he wants to get his draw engine set up for the rest of the game. And this Buzzwole.
Just going to hit for some 30 points of damage. A couple of things. He's really hoping, it looks like on Caleb's end, that we don't get a Garbotoxin Garbodor on the battlefield. So that way he can Lele next turn. It looked like he had an Ultra Ball and a non-supporter in hand, so he draws, discards whatever, grabs the Lele into some sort of supporter, whether it be a Sycamore or Cynthia.
Sitting on an Ultra Ball sometimes when the Garb player does have a Trubbish down like this that could evolve into Garb, like you said, is kind of risky. Sometimes you might want to go for the preemptive Lele just in case Garb comes down.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't have enough cards to do that.
Yeah.
He would have had to discard the Oricorio in order to do that.
That's definitely a
and
thought
it's a
he
big card that he needs in this matchup.
It's definitely a thought he might have had if he were able to do so. Because I was going to say, does he play Field Blowers? Caleb doesn't play any Field Blower. And I think we're seeing that in a lot of lists during this tournament, is kind of cutting Field Blower.
So, we do see the Garbotoxin come down. No tool on it yet.
Yeah, no tool yet, but it is on the board. Saving that Trubbish from being sniped and knocked out by the Buzzwole next turn.
Looking through his discard. Making some counts. Did draw an in and a Floatstone. Floatstone on the Buzzwole is interesting. Because if he put that on the Remoraid instead, hits a Choice Band and a Strong Energy, he actually can knock out the Espeon. Which is 80, yeah, exactly knock out the Espeon if he makes that line. He might say me putting it to 20 is fine because I can snipe it later on. But we do have a couple of prizes taken. By Colter.
Which is kind of to be expected, but that Espeon is very heavily damaged, so Caleb is going to be able to...
So is that Garbodor, to be honest.
Yeah.
A couple more Jet Punches, and both of them are going to come down.
Yeah, he's going to be able to grab some prizes really quickly here, and even up this count. So, although it looks a little bleak, Caleb's definitely not out of it by any means. He's about to take 3 prizes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, not right this very second, but... So that's pretty cool. We might be able to...
Yeah, well, we're going to get a projector set up on...
Oh, I think he wants to do it now.
Yeah, welcome to. Yeah. On site, so that way those who are here watching the venue can actually watch the game.
Yeah, which is really awesome. I think because the VGC stream is done using
the VGC stream just finished, so we got to steal it.
All right, so sorry about that interruption, but it does look like...
Caleb's just going to pick up his cards.
Yeah, Colter's going to take him one. Oh, man. Yeah, hopefully we can get a more interesting matchup next round, but didn't really anticipate this one being such a slaughter, at least that first game one, but maybe Caleb can figure something else out and have a new game plan and really take game 2 and make this pretty close.
Yeah, Colter had just a very fast start, and Caleb stumbled just a little bit.
Yeah. That turn 1 Bridget, getting all those resources out, and Caleb didn't really have anything going on.
Yeah, it was huge.
But that's Pokemon. Happens sometimes.
That is Pokemon,
I mean,
and there
matchups are a thing.
Very one-sided matchups sometimes.
And I feel, like I said, like today there's been a lot. I mean, there was also Bulu and Sylveon in top 8, and that's not a good matchup.
Yeah, like there's the Espeon guard. We have another Espeon guard that is playing against
Hoopa.
Quad Hoopa. We have
Good.
Buzzwole versus Lucario Zoroark, which is going to be a 50-50 matchup that we've seen a lot of. And we have a Vikavolt Sylveon matchup. Like
it was tough to choose. Definitely tough to choose the right top 8 matchup for the stream.
So we decided to put the people that we haven't seen at all because I think every single person on outside of I think Jake Morgan and Hunter Butler we haven't seen yet.
We definitely saw Hunter.
Did we?
He played against John Ang.
Yes, he did.
We might not have seen Jake Morgan.
I don't think we've seen Jake, but this is the matchup that we haven't seen anybody on. So that's how we chose the matchup. For you wondering at home, we figured if all of the matchups are kind of either one-sided or we've seen a lot of, let's pick the one we haven't seen the players, give them a little time to shine.
Definitely. And Caleb could figure something out. I mean, like we saw Wait, Greninja beat Bulu yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was, yep. Yeah, Joe took the win versus...
And that's always exciting. That's that makes the best dream
Uprising.
matches when the underdog, the unfavored deck wins. That actually ends up being the best if that scenario happens. But Colter opened Tauros, so this is actually might
really
be
good for Caleb.
Might be kind of good.
Unfortunately, Caleb also opened up with a Sudowoodo. Yeah. Not ideal.
No.
He really wishes that was a Buzzwole.
Right.
As we see, he's Ultra Balling and putting the Buzzwole right to the bottom.
Having that Tauros on the board, though, could spell out
could be a huge
some
liability
for Caleb at some point in the game.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're trying to set up the projector here at the same time. So you've got me. Caleb is going to be searching his deck with Ultra Ball, doing his initial search. And I think what looks like he's going for there might be a Rockruff. He might decide to take the Rockruff, but he just wants to see what's in his deck first of all. Just kind of take stock of things, say, what am I working with this game? This is an important game. Every match in top 8 feels like it has so much pressure attached just because of, the points and the prize money associated. Pretty much doubles every time you win, making each game more important than the last. All of these players, day 1, day 2, it's coming down to this game right now so far. And he goes with the Rockruff, gets the strong. And that's a Sycamore. That's the alternate art Sycamore. Just going lightning fast here. Gonna draw 7 cards. 3 energies here in his hand. And doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot else. I don't see any more basics, and he's just going to pass the turn over to Colter, who I don't see a raw Bridget in his hand this turn. Not this game. So he's got a little bit of a choice to make here. He has an Ultra Ball. He could get Lele for a Bridget and get his setup going here. Discarding a Guzma and something else there. And goes for an Eevee, Choice Band, Floatstone, N. He's got to give Caleb 6 new cards as well as himself. See if he can get some Trebishes down because that's really what he wants here. Either that or a Psychic Energy to get that Espeon out of the deck. But he is going to be able to retreat this Tauros, so it's not going to be sitting in the active for too much longer. And he does get the Psychic Energy for the Espeon. Is going to quickly Energy Evolution and grab that out of the deck. Yes. Also, this is his first search, so he's going to take a second to check and see what's happening, what he's got in deck for the rest of the game. Just kind of counting resources. Like I said, they actually have more time in top 8 than normal. Alright, sorry for the moment of radio silence, guys. Just trying to figure out the projection again here for folks here in the venue who want to watch the stream. Yes. And now, yes, we see that Espeon coming into the active and Confusion, Psychic, I believe. I'm going to confuse. I was going to say it should be placed upside down because that attack does cause confusion. Oh no, the monitor just went out. Oh, it came back. It's good. We're good. It came back. Yeah, it scared me for a moment there, but we are back. That Sudowoodo is very confused. It does not know what's going on. And we're going to see a Lele here from Caleb. If he has the Lycanroc, he might be considering a Guzma, but I don't think that's what's going to happen here, so he might just be getting a draw supporter. I'm not too sure what the rest of his hand is, only 2 cards, so yeah, he gets a Sycamore. Probably just going to let this Sudowoodo sit here and soak up a couple hits, see what he gets off of his draw here. He has a Max Elixir, so he could consider using that on the Buzzwole before he Sycamores. I think that would definitely be the play. Unfortunately, he does have the 2 energy in his hand, but still has a lot remaining in deck, so. And that's going to be a fail on the Elixir. Yeah, the 3 energies in hand. I think he's got to be thinking twice about discarding this.
I need a full screen.
The fatal flaw of your plan.
It didn't work?
No, it's over there.
Alright, yeah, I just want to apologize again to you guys for that little interruption there, but I'm still here. And yeah, so we got 2 strong on that small, tiny little Rockruff now. Brookwood Hill is going to try to get another basic, probably another Rockruff, is what I would have to guess. I mean, he might go for Remoraid. I don't believe he has Remoraid out. Oh, he's going to get Regirock. Okay. Okay, so he has a plan here. I mean, that Rockruff does have a choice band and 2 strongs on it, so if he can evolve, it's dishing out a lot of damage. He has Remoraid in hand as well, and he does have the Lycanroc. But he's not going to use the ability. Is he going for a GX attack here? But he also can't retreat Sudowoodo at this point. So I don't think he has a Floatstone in hand. Well, he does play 4. Yeah, I don't see it in his hand there. Yeah, and then GX attack would only be doing 180 at any rate. So that wouldn't be the play either way, but that Lycanroc is ready to go, and it is stacked with augmented damage. Oh, it would be doing 190 with the Regirock, I believe. So it's actually close. Do we get it figured out?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I think we've got this projection issue solved. And we have Josh back. So we see a Sycamore here from Colter. Oh, he's thinking about it though. I don't know why not. Okay, he doesn't want to attach the Floatstone to the Trubbish. Apparently he's not going for the ability lock right now. He maybe wants to keep that open for a choice band.
Yep.
And benches another Trubbish, so that's good for him. Definitely was looking for that second
He did draw a Travalanche. Trashvalanche.
And Parallel City. So definitely
like
that
decisions.
Lele.
What do I do?
I mean, that Lele has got to go.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to discard the Buzzwole, and he doesn't want to discard the Regirock, and he doesn't want to discard the Remoraid, and he definitely doesn't want to discard the Lycanroc.
Yeah.
This is a tough choice.
Yeah. Thinking the Regirock is going to be the one to hit the bin.
Yeah, I think it's probably the least valuable.
Yeah. And like keeping the Lele, like there's a debate to it.
He's keeping it
because you can attach energies to it and then hit back
you
for
can
a
attach
lot.
energies to it, indeed. Yeah, it's not a bad attacker. That's definitely true, and it's pretty efficient. But I'm a little surprised that he decided to get rid of the Buzzwole instead of the Lele.
Caleb has a plan. He's going to try to execute it.
I guess he was just thinking that psychic weakness is just too much. Too much for that Buzzwole to be allowed to remain on the board.
All right, yeah, and we see a lot of strong energies on that Lycanroc. He is ready to hit really hard. He says,
oh my gosh,
I'm going to punch you real hard. It's a strong Lycanroc.
Very strong, yeah, strong.
Much strong.
Three strongs, yeah.
Much strong, much wow.
I see what you did there.
And we see the Espeon go down. And Caleb taking 2 prizes.
Yeah, so that was powerful.
Very powerful, but...
And see, I just don't think this matchup is as one-sided as we might have been led to believe.
I think it is as one-sided. I just think Colter just hasn't drawn his Garbodors yet and gone on that plan yet.
Well, see, I think I played Espeon Garb like a bunch. It's one of the decks that I've been playing this season. And I think that a lot of the times it can just brick like that.
Yep.
Like often whiffing stuff, I feel like it has a lot of... It doesn't have a very good draw engine, first of all. You don't have Octillery, you don't have Zoroark, you don't have Oranguru.
Yeah. It's kind of rough.
It can be tough sometimes to get the right thing going at the right time, the right attacker, the right energy. And it also pretty reliant on your opponent having items in the discard. I mean, Espeon
and like once
is
you know
good.
that it's a thing, you can kind of play around it for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a lot of items that you don't have to play. You just do because it makes it better. But if it's the downside with those, if you're going to take 10 more damage, like...
Might think twice.
Yeah. Might think twice and just play it a little bit slower.
I think the strategy playing against it for a lot of players is definitely, like you said, to try to halt or like slow down their item usage in the beginning.
I'm not going to max Elixir on turn 1 a bunch of times. I'm just going to go a little bit slower. Me putting down my tools is okay because he has to field blower him to hit the bin. So they're not... When I play them, they're not actually items in the discard yet. Possible, but not yet.
And then...
Ultra Ball only 1 or 2 times make it to where they can only do 30, 40 damage. Like,
try to go through the beginning of the game using as few items as possible. But then there's also a point where they've taken a couple prizes with the low item count. And then you can just kind of go crazy. You're just like, there's a point where it's like...
It doesn't matter if they can hit me in one shot because they're going to do it anyway, so... Yeah.
Yeah, so you just kind of go crazy with the items in the second half of the game.
Exactly.
Oh, so Colter's gonna hit that Lycanroc for 60. But it's so scary there. Wow, that thing is stacked.
Yep. He says, I'm gonna Sycamore. We're gonna get some good
stuff.
Good cards. Hopefully enough to get me to win this game. I'm ahead on prizes. Let's just keep the momentum going. See Brooklet Hill.
I mean, he also still has Dangerous Rogue for a second Espeon if Colter even decides to go that route.
I mean, he can hit, like...
like, that thing is taking down anything on Colter.
The Lele, even.
Yeah,
like, if he, like, Guzma's the Lele, and then GX attacks and knocks it out, and then all of a sudden everything's weak to the... Or then his Tauros is weak, and then you get it.
Yeah, with Claw Slash, this thing is doing 200. Just with Claw Slash.
Yeah, it is. That's so insane.
Even, is it more than?
No, it's 200 because there's no Regirock. Because it's 460
exactly.
plus the 30 is 90, 110 plus 90.
And he was able to knock out the Espeon with the Claw Slash. Base damage of 110.
I'm dealing 200 damage.
Bumped up to 200. That's
so many.
That's pretty crazy.
All right, we do see our Max Elixir. Garbodor dealing a little bit more damage.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple items in the discard there. I can see.
Is that an energy switch? Yeah, a 1 of energy switch. He says, I'm going to power up this Buzzswool. I'm going to Abyssal Hand a couple of times. You don't have a Garbotoxin yet. We're going to keep this engine going while I can.
Yeah, Colter hasn't been able to really make good use of Garbotoxin yet in this series.
It hasn't shut off much in this series. Just the
Lele, Bloodthirsty Eyes, and Octillery.
Yep.
Abyssal Hand, but yeah, those are kind of a big deal. It depends on the scenario, but those can be a big deal.
Yeah, it's hard to make the decision on whether you want the Garbotoxin to kind of shut off those abilities, or if you want to be more aggressive and use the other Garbodor to just try to one-shot him.
Well, right now, that's going to have to be his strategy, because he has this one Trash Launch, but I'm assuming it's going to go down here. And then he's going to need an attacker
probably taking 200 damage, yeah. And down it goes.
He's going to need an attacker for next turn, so he kind of needs this Trubbish to evolve in a Trash Launch. He can come up and hit it with the Lele. That's definitely still an option. But Caleb's down to 3 prizes, and it's looking like he's going to take this game.
Yes.
So yeah, he did just take the Lele route and kind of smacked into this Lycanroc, which has now taken a total of a crap ton of damage.
Yes, we will consider that a crap ton.
No, but it has taken, 160?
Yeah.
Quick maths.
It's almost dead. Ooh, we see the Guzma.
Ooh, bringing up the Tauros.
I'm going to bring up this thing that has free retreat.
Going to go down to 1 prize.
We're going to...
Bloodthirsty Eyes Lele. Ooh, knock it out with the Buzzwole. I like this play.
Yeah, he just says, yeah, I'm done.
That was a great turn. That was...
brutal.
Oh my gosh, and we're 1-1. So this didn't
Caleb
turn
says,
out to be too bad of a matchup after all.
Caleb says, I ain't going down without a fight.
No,
all you haters out there, suck it.
Not going to let this one go so easily. 12-1 game count. PogChamp.
PogChamp.
Here we are in game 3 in our first top 8 game. Who's going to take it?
Yep. Well, while we're waiting for them to shuffle up, I'm going to go see if any of the other matchups is finished.
Sure.
See if we can get a report for you guys on a live reporting on what's happened so far.
Yeah, so he's checking for the other results just so we can check on the other games in top 8. But yeah, a lot riding on this one here, and it's nice and exciting that it has come down to a game 3. I'm glad we didn't just see a quick 2-0 or something like that, so we can make this an interesting match. Both players playing very well. They know that a lot is on the line, and they want to win it all. They're not messing around. They've been through 2 long, grueling days of play. So many rounds. 14. And yeah, they don't want it to all end here. They want to make it all the way to the finals.
So we just got in that in the 2 versus 7 seed, which was Xander versus Hunter, Xander ended up taking the win there. So
that was pretty fast.
It was pretty fast. It was Espeon Garb versus Quad Koopa, and Garb's hit for a lot, so, and aren't GXs. So it's not super surprising that that happened.
Yeah, that's kind of to be expected in that matchup for sure.
And then, so this game's starting off. We see an Oricorio lead and an Eevee lead. Eevee's pretty normal lead for Colter. He's happy to go first and just hopefully get another energy. And
just go first and get a 200 HP stage 1 into play.
And actually, it doesn't look like he has the Psychic Energy yet. So if he doesn't draw it, that Eevee's just going to die.
Oh my god.
A Buzzwole is just going to hit it.
For sure.
It's going to get tickled, and it's going to faint real quick.
It's going down. But he has a Lele. He might go for Bridget here, even though he doesn't have the Psychic, and just kind of let that Eevee go down, get another Eevee, get some Trubbish. I gotta imagine that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the expectation. We'll find out.
The other route is to go for a Cynthia or a draw supporter. Maybe really hope that he hits the Psychic, really hope that he hits some Trubbish, but I think the Bridget play is probably the best.
Yes.
But let's see what happens. Rip Hoopa, indeed. It was a good run.
It was a good run.
It's a good run.
We
with
had
the Hoopa.
a Hoopa in top 8, and I think we had 1 or 2 in top 16.
We did, yeah.
As well, so it actually had a really good showing here this weekend.
I think Danny Altavilla made top 16, I think.
Yep.
Oh, all right. So yeah, he does go for the Bridget there.
Yeah.
Gets 2 Trubbish, second Eevee.
Yeah, but this means that he doesn't have the psychic energy above that Eevee. If Caleb gets a Buzzwole with an energy, that's 1 fainted Eevee.
Definitely, and placing 30 on the bench one, it would be nice for him as well. But he has to get kind of a lot. Oh, he just drew the Float Stone actually off the top there.
Yeah. So Float Stone,
he has
you can Ultra Ball for it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's a supporter or he's got an Octillery there.
We're going to start with this and we're going to see what's going on.
Perfect.
Step 1. What's in my deck so that way I don't accidentally discard the wrong thing? Because if he discards the Octillery and the other one's prized, then he gets really sad. So he's gonna look first.
So yeah, I'm not sure if he has a supporter. So he might need to use that Ultra Ball for a Lele.
Yeah.
His 1 Lele, if that's in there. Seeing a lot of players go down on Lele counts.
Yes. Bending him down.
Used to be like every deck ran 3.
3, yeah.
Sometimes even 4.
I think Cynthia really helped with that.
Cynthia
I think is
and
that
Zoroark with trade.
Yeah, and Zoroark for trade really helped with cutting down how many Lele's decks needed.
Lowering the value of everyone's favorite card.
Slowly but surely.
So he gets Buzzwole, and now I think he's considering playing the Ultra Ball.
Yes.
Still kind of looking through. Like I said, this is an important game 3. Doesn't want to take any chance of taking the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Guzma and Zalucardo.
Like Guzma's interesting. Like if he had. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So he doesn't have the energy, but if he had the energy, he could have Guzma'd the Eevee.
Ooh, the Eevee with the
energy. And then taken the knockout, and that would have been huge. Unfortunately, while he had like all of the parts he needed, he was missing, unfortunately, 1 of the 6 and the energy. So Cynthia hopefully hitting this energy to take a nice quick knockout on this active Eevee. There's Max Elixir. Now the thing with Max Elixir is that with Garbodors, they can be kind of rough.
He's got to go for it though.
Yeah. And
if he doesn't hit it, it's devastating. And he doesn't.
Oh no!
That is so. That's his 10 damage in the discard for no reason,
yeah,
no benefit,
so
no prize
brutal.
this turn.
Only because it was turn 1.
That's so bad.
Yeah, that was rough.
The feel bads.
This could have been such a nice turn, but everything went so wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna put this Lele in the active and be like, well, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
I whiffed on energy.
Too bad you can't get strong off Elixir.
Yeah. Oh, so brutal.
Huge loss of tempo there.
But yeah, so
That
we
was
see
rough.
Colter. He says, "I'm just gonna end this hand away. We're gonna evolve my Garbodor
Colter
into
dodged a
Garbotoxin."
bullet with that one.
Yeah, he did. He's so excited. I can feel the sigh of relief
He's like, thank
from
God.
the other side of the convention center.
He didn't expect that Eevee to live. I'm guessing.
Brutal.
Yeah, that was an N.
Yep.
And he's got the energy.
Hit
Here
the energy
it is.
this time.
Let's get that Espeon out.
The card next to the Remoraid, we have on that side we have a Buzzwole, a Rockruff, and an Oricorio. On Caleb's side.
Yeah, that no energy attachment was just so awful. I feel like this is Colter's game now from that. Yeah, there's a Garbotoxin activated, so no Lele, no Bloodthirsty Eyes, no Octillery.
A little bit of a card fumble. Judge says, here, let me shuffle that for you.
Yeah, in order to deal with this Garbodor, Caleb is going to have to Guzma that thing up and knock it out because he just doesn't play any field blower.
me it's a prize penalty, right? I get to take a prize, right? And I'm like, oh my god.
We're back. Oh, we should probably turn mic up all the way.
Yes.
All right.
But yeah, so he's thinking and trying to figure out what he's supposed to do here. Kind of awkward. So he's just gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna start with the hill. We're gonna try to set up a little bit more.
His board is pretty good though.
He has a decent board. He has to start taking prizes though, because if he doesn't start taking prizes, Colter's just gonna steamroll him because of weakness. So now is the point where Caleb doesn't get any extra free turns. This is it. He had a free turn last turn where he could have had a free prize and whiffed, and it's brutal. Max Elixir is a card of variance. Caleb opting for only 9 fighting energy, so let's run 10 to help with that Max Elixir utilization.
Oh, there he has the Guzma.
Yep.
We're gonna see the play that could have happened last turn.
Yeah, he does have the energy now off the end, so he's is able to play some energy, and
it might just be too little, too late though.
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he puts 30 on the Garbodor.
I'm gonna soften up that Espeon.
Yeah.
Because that thing is tough to knock out. I mean, we saw him do 200 with the Lycanroc last game, but that doesn't happen very easily.
No, it does not.
That was a pretty fortunate circumstance to see that last game. So I like softening it up. He knows Colter is going to bring it into the active. Probably confused Buzzwole. Okay.
So you knock out 1 prize on Caleb's side.
And the double colorless on the Espeon. Okay, so he does have that.
Yes. So that's going to be a knockout coming back on that Buzzwole. Espeon hits real hard.
Feels bad. Poor Buzzwole. 1 for 2 prize trade is not the greatest.
Yes, because it does. It's going to be 90. Doubled is 180. Buzzwole is 190. Actually, that's just short.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Actually. Oh, but he has the choice band, so that'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
just
see that choice band there.
was like, I think it's knockout. Wait.
Yeah, it's good.
Nope, it is. Okay.
He's counting, right?
Yeah, he's just making sure. He's
Pretty
gonna go
sure.
60, just 90, just 120 double, just 240.
Oh, he's going to use Divide GX.
Got it. Interesting.
Yeah, this Espeon is not really under too much threat from this Buzzwole. So
Very curious about that play. He softens up each Buzzwole a little bit, so 180s do now knock it out if he doesn't have the choice band.
And he just probably doesn't want to see that Lycanroc. He doesn't, like, this Buzzwole can be knocked out pretty much anytime by
anything.
Anything from Colter. So it's not a huge priority.
Yeah, Mew doesn't knock it out yet. I'm curious what the Oricorio count is. To see how much damage it does.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, he's just gonna grab another Rock Ruff off this Brooklet Hill.
Yeah, he'd much rather be attacking with Lycanroc.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess Mew can't even attack yet.
Okay, wow, Alex won.
Yep, so we have another match result.
I mean, we kind of expected that because it was Sylveon versus Bulu, but Alex is in another top 4.
Yep.
Alex Hill. Moving on to second in a row at least. And then I think he actually top 8'd the one before that.
I think so.
So this is
He's on a tear.
Him and Joe.
Yeah, Joe
Alex
just
and Joe.
barely missing cut.
I know.
Needed one more win. Little too many ties. But Simon is down.
Yeah, so Alex and Joe are both players that are on crazy hot streaks right now. And for Alex, it's really nice. It's kind of a long time coming. He's been playing Pokemon for a while.
Yep. You see the retreat. It looks like Oricorio is going to say, I'm going to put 60 on you. So that answers my question that I was just asking. Is how much damage does Oricorio do?
60. Yeah, this looks rough for Caleb. I think the loss of that divide play actually is coming in very clutch for Colter.
Yes, it is. And unfortunately, there's no field blowers, so
No.
it is a card that Caleb decided not to play, which would be very, very strong here.
I think Garbodor wasn't really on too many people's radar coming into the day. Into the tournament. Into day 2 and into day 1 too, of course. Yeah, so a lot of lists actually didn't include Blower, and if they did, it was usually just maybe one copy of Blower.
Yep.
But most of the lists we've seen actually don't play any.
Yeah, none at all.
I think just saying like, you know what, I'm already going to
lose this matchup anyway, so I'm not going to tech for it.
Most of the time. And the times that the Buzzwole player, Lycanroc player, is going to win, our Field Blower is probably not going to come into play there. It's when they take an early lead on prizes.
Yep.
It's when the Espeon player draws dead.
Yep, exactly. See, another Elixir miss. Oh, yeah. Caleb, I'm so sorry. The stream curse.
It is a stream curse. Elixir fails left
Elixir
and right.
does not hit if you are on.
If you're on stream.
If you're on stream.
So Colter just needs to figure out how he's going to close out this game. Both players playing this matchup very well, I think.
Yeah, I think that it's
well played from both
Caleb
sides.
I think it's way in Colter's favor, like we were talking, and so this is almost an autopilot for him, where he just gets to just execute his plan. Hasn't had a lot of really tough decisions on what to do. That Divide GX play was very good. Mm-hmm. It really did shut off Caleb's only way of getting back in, which is knock out the Espeon, couple max elixirs, and then hope that the next Espeon isn't able to pick it off. And those extra couple points of damage just really shuts that off. And then Caleb, on the other hand, he's playing as optimally as he possibly can. He is really just trying to get any little bit of advantage he can here. He's just not looking good because his matchup is just so one-sided.
30-30 with the Buzzwole again. Not much else that turn.
Yeah, and the Buzzwole's just gonna.
But you're never gonna scoop Game 3 and top 8 of the regionals.
You're gonna play it all the way to the final. Make sure your opponent doesn't accidentally say the wrong attack name.
Yep.
Because that was the thing that happened.
That's a thing. That could happen. There are 3 energies in hand for Colter.
Yes.
Not too sure what else is in his hand, but he's in such a good spot. I don't even think he cares at this point if this Espeon goes down, because Trashland should be able to just finish the game for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's thinking about how he wants to.
Thinking about retreating it just to save it.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know. That's kind of awkward. I think it's fine losing it. You're so ahead on prizes. You get to take 2 here. Even if they do promote a Lycanroc,
he's at the spot where he might be starting to play over cautiously because he knows he's in a good spot and he knows this game is his to win. So sometimes that can cause the player to become overcautious and maybe overthink things a little bit too much and not be willing to take risks. Really thinking it.
He's just if I'd have to figure out what the trash count is to see if the trash the trash can one-shot the Buzzwole, definitely retreating.
I like taking the knockout with this damaged Espeon. It's fine if it gets knocked out. I think that was definitely right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of retreating it, why retreat it? He knocked out this Espeon, but then you have that Garbodor on the bench doing
and we're looking at his hand, and he has 2 choice bands, an Ultra Ball that doesn't do anything in this situation. He can evolve it, but still not attack, and a Remoraid. So that's gonna be the game. There's nothing he can do.
That's because
And I'm gonna see him put his hand down. Probably.
He's gonna get the Lycanroc, I guess.
Yeah, like you can evolve the Lycanroc. 6. Only does 18, so doesn't quite knock it out. He gets one more turn, I guess. He's gonna Brooklet Hill. Wouldn't surprise me if he grabs. No, yeah, he just does. He's out of targets. And just play the Remoraid, I guess. I don't see what reason not to.
All right, so that's the end of the game, and we see Colter take game 3 against Caleb, and he's going to be moving on to